was mine, nothing to deny.
What's up, y'all? This is MJTV, and I'm back with another video. Y'all know it's Monday night, so y'all know that's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But before we get into this episode, if you have not subscribed to this channel, stop what you're doing. Go down below, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell so whenever I do post content, you get notified. But let's go on and get into this episode, y'all. So tonight's episode, we kick off back in Atlanta. Everybody's back from Trinidad. And you have Rashida and Kirk, Bambi and Scrappy, and Mimi and Stevie. They all are meeting up. You know, the kids are playing like a little jumping park or something like that. They're meeting up and they just kind of recapping Stevie on, you know, what took place on the trip and just, you know, giving him all the information like what's going on, because of course Stevie is a part-time cast member right now. We don't get to see much of Stevie, so, you know, he wasn't on the trip. But that was that. They pretty much tell him about the pool situation and also about Kirk and Rashida's situation. Now, at this point, Rashida hasn't decided, you know, if she's going to meet with Jasmine or pretty much how she's going to handle the situation right now. You know, everybody kind of giving their input about what they think she should do. You either talk to Jasmine or her and Kirk sit down. But at this point, Rashida pretty much has not made a decision on that situation. So now we come to Shekinah, Jock, and Kendra. They are at Shekinah's shop, and Shekinah is doing Kendra's hair. Now she asked Kendra, you know, like, Jock got a salon, why you not getting your hair done there? Evidently, Kendra doesn't get along with Jock's business partner, Sharonda. Now, I don't know if they had some run-ins before, but evidently Sharonda has like a big personality, and they kind of don't see eye to eye. And you can tell that Jock is having some issues with Sharonda because he asked Shekinah to, you know, kind of stop by the shop and, you know, just go peep it out and see what she see, you know, what's going on around there. Now, before they leave, you know, Shekinah kind of pulled Jock to the side, like, you know, what's going on with you and Kendra? Like, why, you know, didn't you propose? And, you know, he kind of gives us a rundown about the kid situation and things like that. And Shekinah just tells you, you know, she's a woman, she could be scared. You do have a lot of kids, like this is her first marriage, and she don't want to be left like the rest of the girls that you've been with, another baby mama. So of course she's a little hesitant. So she kind of like, you know, that's not a reason for you not to propose. So she's just kind of giving it to him like, step up and be a man. So Mimi and Sierra are, you know, helping Karlie with this class that she's about to take. Now, a few episodes back, we talked about Karlie, you know, being a certified sexologist or something like that. And, you know, it seems like she's really serious about it, and she's about to take these courses, and she's studying. So, of course, they're helping her study. And, you know, the questions are like, where's your G-spot? And, you know, kind of X-rated questions that, you know, Karlie should definitely know the answer to. So they're catching, you know, Sierra up on what happened on their trip, because of course she didn't go with them to Trinidad. So she didn't know all the drama that went down with the pool situation and any of that. So they just kind of catch her up on some things. And she also tells them about her inviting Scrap to an event that she had, you know. Now Scrap and Karlie have a little bit of history, you know, a few seasons ago, before Scrap went to jail, they dated. So of course Sierra's like, I just, you know, let me go and put mine out there. Like, I don't want there to be no issues that, you know, her and Scrap have kind of been around each other. Not sure they've hung out a lot, but they have been around each other. So she tells Karlie that. And, you know, Karlie's like, you know, it's, you know, that's all. Like, we're not together. I'm engaged. Like, you know, it's not really a problem for her. Thank God, you know, I ain't think that was that big of a deal anyway. Because while Karlie was dating him, I'm pretty sure he was with Tommy, so. Now, Jock finally gets a chance to go to the salon and kind of check in with Sharonda just to see how everything's running. And when he gets in there, you see it's a lobby full of people. Don't know if they're extras or what, but it was a lobby full of people waiting to get their hair done. And Sharonda kind of instantly jumped to the defense, like, what you coming here for? You don't need to be running no business like that. You don't talk to me like that. She instantly on the defense and attacks Jock. Like, he can't get a word in with her. Now, it is kind of weird. Like, okay, these are business associates, but why is she talking to him like that? Like, is it some underlying things? Like, what's really going on? Because she going in. And trying to run a business with her, it definitely not working. Like I said, it's a lobby full of people waiting to get their hair done. She talking about she going to lunch. She, you know, she just all over the place. Like, leaving people sitting in chairs trying to get a sew in. Now, they kind of cut to a clip of Karlie studying for her sexology class, and Mo's calling her phone. They playing this sad music, and they starting to build up a situation per se. She's studying and she's ignoring his calls for some reason. Now at this point, we really don't know much about what's going on. We do know that, him and Karlie can have kind of been having some kind of, situation, but we don't really know too much about it. Now, of course, a few episodes back, she talked about having a curfew when she was in Trinidad. And everybody's kind of like, a curfew? Of course, this is a grown woman, so of course, why she need a curfew? But, I don't know. Now, we haven't seen much of BK in the past few episodes because, of course, he didn't go to Trinidad with, Sierra. Neither one of them went. So we haven't really seen him. So, they came back. They really not speaking right now. So he goes to kind of, I guess, see the dog that they have together or get the dog. They look like they're having a little bit of a custody disagreement with the dog. So he goes to see the dog, well, get the dog. And Sierra like, what you doing here? Like, we ain't talked. I ain't call you. You ain't call me. Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know why you here. So they instantly like go at it. And he's like, you a scumbag. You was getting mad at me for doing stuff. And you up here doing the same things. Now, of course, we had talked about Sierra admitting that, there was a time when they were in the beginning of their relationship where she did step out on him and, had some infidelity as well. So he's clearly holding on to that and still in his feelings about it. Now, him and Sierra kind of get at a swinging match. Well, he necessarily doesn't swing at Sierra as she is swinging at him. So, of course, security jumps in real quick and kind of breaks that up. He wasn't going to hit her or anything like that. But Sierra definitely wanted to tap that. So, security broke it up real quick and it didn't turn into anything. But they definitely, are going at it. Now, if you probably follow Sierra on Instagram or anything like that, her and BK are definitely still together. So, we know how that kind of played out. Now, Shekinah finally gets to go to Jock's shop and kind of check things out. Now, when she walks in, you can immediately tell that salon owner is kind of like, I don't know why you here. She annoyed, she pissed. Like, I don't know why Jock's sending you here. She going in. Now, mind you, customers are around and she's doing hair. And it's just like the most unprofessional environment ever. But they kind of go at it. And Shekinah trying to calm down. Like, I see what Jock's talking about. Like, the phone's ringing. And Shekinah kind of immediately jumps in and starts to do what she do. She a hairstylist, so she like, let me take care of these clients. You got people who are waiting, you got the phone ringing, and she kind of jumps in to kind of help because it does seem like Sharonda's really overwhelmed, and for some reason they can't keep stylists, so they short staffed right now because I guess everybody's quitting for some reason, supposedly because they can't get along with Sharonda. That's what we're gonna say right now. They can't get along with her. But it looked like we'll be getting to some other things next episode about that salon. But yeah, they instantly, she's like, I'm about to go to lunch. I'm by somebody in the chair getting their hair done, and she dips on them. So, of course, Shekinah is thrown in there to try to figure out what's going on with this salon. Now, Jock is out with the boys. They're on an obstacle course outside, just having some mail time. And Shekinah calls him and give him the rundown, like, this a mess. I don't know what's going on here, but you need to get it together. This, I don't know what's going on, but this is a mess. And Jock just kind of like he don't really know what to do. Like, he kind of speechless with the whole situation. It's almost like, is this your business? Like, mind you pumping money into this, and you can't get your staff together. Like, even if she is a business partner, I'm footing the bill for this. So, like, I would think that I could be able to address my concerns. Now, Shekinah finally gets the salon manager to calm down. Sharonda, they finally get a chance to sit down and talk. And she just kind of runs some things by Shekinah, like, that Jock shows favoritism to certain stylists. And she kind of insinuates that it's some other things going on. I.e., meaning Jock probably messing around with the stylist. They fight back and forth and quitting left and right. And that's what I got from that situation. So Shekinah, of course, she nosy, so she like digging, asking the right questions, like, what you mean, favoritism? And she kind of goes in and added a little bit, but didn't really give too much of it. Like I said, it seemed like we'll get a little bit more about that next episode, about this Jock situation, like what's really going down. But at first, I was kind of like, is him and Sharonda like old partners or something? Because the tension that they had, like I said, she ate Jock up. Like, he could barely get a word in. And I'm like, this your business partner. This don't really seem, this seems personal. Like, it's some history there. But who knows? Now, Rashida has finally decided that she's going to meet up with Jasmine. So, you know, Kirk and Rashida just, you know, opened a new bar. And that's what Jasmine goes to meet Rashida at. Now, this time the bar's not open yet. It's kind of still in construction phases. But that's where they decided to meet. Now, of course, they're both voicing their concerns about, you know, how Kelsey is the go-between Kirk and Jasmine. Now, Jasmine kind of, you know, says that, you know, she didn't really appreciate some of the comments that were made about her mothering skills, about Cannon still being in Pampers and different things like that. So, of course, she's a younger girl. She's voiced some concerns on social media, like most younger people do. Go to social media first instead of talking some things out. So, of course, she says, you know, I still got some growing to do, and I don't handle things right. And they kind of have a really adult moment, like they should have been did a long time ago. Like I said, this baby is involved now, and it's the only thing that matters. Like, the situation between Jasmine and Kurt is over, done with. Kurt's with Rashida, and he decided to stay there. So now Cannon is there, and they got to kind of take care of that situation. Now, Jasmine tells Rashida that it seems like, you know, Kurt paints her as the villain most times. That, you know, oh, these are Rashida's concerns, and Rashida said this, and it's coming from Rashida. And Rashida kind of like, you know, you could tell she was kind of shocking or taken aback from that, because a lot of stuff probably do come from Kurt, you know, but of course he's putting it on Rashida, like a man do. Like, he playing both sides of the fence, trying to pit them against each other. Now, like I said, they handled that like real women, like they should have been did a long time ago. And I will say, I applaud Rashida for at least attempting to, you know, have that conversation with Jasmine, because I'm sure it can't be that easy, you know, you talking to the female that your husband has stepped out with. And is it me, or do her and Jasmine look like sisters? It's like Jasmine is Rashida's little sister. Maybe Kurt was drunk that night and couldn't realize that, you know, that wasn't Rashida, it was Jasmine, you know. Maybe he was a little confused. But they definitely look alike. He definitely got a type, and Jasmine and Rashida are his type. But like I said, I'm glad they were able to kind of have that conversation. Rashida isn't, you know, too sure about how they can move forward with communicating. She's not, you know, comfortable just yet with Jasmine being able to, you know, text Kirk's phone and things like that. But I definitely think they moving in the right direction with at least being able to talk. Like I said, now they just need to bring Kirk into it and all three of them talk. Because clearly, Cannon here, and ain't nothing they can do about that. Like, that's your child, and you got to do what you got to do. You got to take care of that child. Now, Karlie and Mo are now in a counseling session with Dr. Jeff. If you've seen the Housewives of Atlanta, any other show, probably VH1 that's in Atlanta, they've probably been in a counseling session with Dr. Jeff. So everybody kind of know Dr. Jeff. Now, in the counseling session, you know, he asking them real questions like, you're not going to be able to kind of bullshit Dr. Jeff. So he asked him, like, exactly what's going on. You know, she talks about the curfew situation and how it makes her feel. And you can just instantly tell that, I don't know, part of it looked like Karlie acting, and then the other half of it, it looks like some real emotions there. It's like she's kind of afraid to talk to him or to voice certain concerns. You know, Dr. Jeff is asking the questions, and he's pushing the, you know, like, what is really going on? It's not just that y'all aren't able to communicate, like, what is it? So they finally get Mo to say, you know, like, okay, I can admit sometimes when we have our arguments, it gets heated, and I say things that I really don't mean in the volume that I speak in. You know, I speak to you in a real negative way. And Dr. Jeff kind of looking like, okay, and keep going. Because at this point, Karlie's over there, like, seriously getting sick. She about to gag, and, like, she really gets sick. So I'm sitting there like, okay, like, what's going on? Is it something that she's not saying? Because honestly, it was almost alluding to the fact that it's a physical situation, and not him just speaking to her like that, but him maybe putting his hands on her, because he immediately gets up, storms out of the counseling session, takes his ring off, and leaves it there, and pretty much left Karlie. Now, like I said, I don't know. This is Love and Hip Hop, and this is reality TV, so we don't know how much of this is actually factual. Like, he could have been mad that, hey, I can't believe you about to do this in the camera right now, but I don't know. But it definitely was given, like, it was something else to the story, and that it isn't just, the way you're talking to me, and you want me to be on a curfew. Now, I definitely think, when you are in a relationship, there are limits to times that you're hanging out and things like that, but to put a grown person on a curfew, say, this is what time you need to be home, I think, it's a mutual respect both ways. Like, I know I'm not going to be out at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when I have somebody at home. Like, that doesn't make sense. But to have her, like, scared to talk about the curfew, I'm like, what's really going on? Like, is he beating up on her or what? Because, like I said, she was seriously emotional in that counseling session. And Dr. Jeff caught on to that really quick. And after he walked out, he was just kind of telling her, you really got to put yourself first. Like, you got to speak up and you got to communicate how you feel, because he just took his ring off and left, and you're stuck here crying in your feelings and alone. But that was pretty much this episode. Next week, it's going to heat up really good. Now, I don't know if you guys saw a little clip of Akbar going off on Shekinah during the taping of the reunion. It was her backstage, alive, that she posted. And at first, I didn't know why they had any beef or anything like that. But I guess we'll see in the next episode what kind of leads to that blow up at the reunion. Now, I told y'all if I caught anything, I would post it in here, and I caught that live, so I definitely posted it. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. She definitely going in on Shekinah. And like I said, I like Akbar. I just think she is like a loose cannon, and she doesn't really know how to almost control her emotions. Like, she's really talented, so I'm like, stop. Like, just calm down right now. Like, you talented, you on the right track, you on Love and Hip Hop. I know you got to have a storyline and things like that, but don't go too far left, sis. But that's all from this episode. Like I said, if you guys have not subscribed to this channel, before you leave tonight, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I do post content. But I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see y'all next time.
Thinking about what's mine, nothing to deny.